So, hello everyone, this is Dashy, a calm, always on e-paper dashboard that keeps me connected to my training, even when I'm not training. Today is a rest day, but that doesn't mean that I'm disconnected. Let's have a look. How does it look a screen on a rest day? What kind of information do we get? So I will zoom in a little bit to see better the details. We have a brief summary about what we have been doing over the last 4 weeks, cumulative actually, and of course weather is there. We have a little radar image summarizing where our focus is. For instance, you can see my running hasn't been that great during these last 4 weeks. I'm still injured, but nevertheless walking or hiking or even riding has been a little bit more active. We can also see there below our little fox, which generates motivational phrases based on AI algorithms. Everything is offline generated, and it will take as part of the prompt the current weather, if we trained or if it's a rest day, also our readiness coming from Garmin, for instance, or how many hours do we have still for recovery, and the kind of effort that we have been doing during the last weeks. So everything will be taken into account. The prompt is built inside with all these variables. The day of the day, for instance, the time of the day, for instance, the weather. Everything is taken into account to generate a motivational prompt, which is always going to be different. So of course we have also a summary for the ongoing week, as well as a calendar showing on red which days have been active. So now let's see what happens when I simulate. Now I'm simulating, not going for a run right now, but I want to show you what happens when I start an activity. This is a very interesting mode that has been implemented in Dashy. Okay, activity has been started, LiveTrack is also on, and this will launch a LiveTrack screen where you can see all details related to the location of the user that is doing the activity. So for those who stay home, they are able to have a look at what's going on, where is the user, and also some additional features are going to pop up. So this might take a few minutes to update. Remember, we are looking at the paper ink display. It doesn't update that fast. That's why we have some waiting time. On the other hand, this is a very good advantage when considering the energy that it consumes. Running on batteries, it could last for really weeks or months. So I will just get back when the screen is updating with the LiveTrack modus. So now we are leaving the rest day screen to enter into live tracking mode. Since we launched an activity over Garmin LiveTrack feature, we are able to show it here on Dashy. So let's have a closer look to what we get. As you can see, there is in the middle the location of the user. We also have down left a QR code that you can scan in case you have you want to have a more accurate and live session of what is going on with the activity. So that would give you access to the Garmin LiveTrack URL that is generated when an activity is started. On the other hand, you also have some few details about distance, time, and speed. Of course, down below on the right side, a label telling us when the activity or when the screen was generated last time. So this will regenerate with a frequency between 5 to 6 minutes. enough to show the latest location and have an idea where the user is while running the activities. Of course, this feature is only enabled if the user configures it. So now let's say we stop the activity and see what kind of screen we would get after coming back and being done with our activity. I will just save this. Yeah, okay, it's been saved. And this now is going to be, of course, saved on the Garmin side and also on the Strava. So once this information is available on those sources, Dashy will fetch the latest information and interpret all the states that have been collected there and show a post-activity screen. So let us just wait until this screen is generated and see what kind of information we can find there. So now we are leaving the LiveTrack modus and going back to the summary that we would get after having an activity. So I'm not expecting very interesting metrics here, since I just sat here on my desk waiting for this to load and no activity was actually done, but just to show you what you would see. So for instance, we see on the left side a summary of distance, time, calories, piece. If there is elevation accumulated, then it will be also shown. We have also a little gadget or widget actually showing the track that we did, and some further details about heart rate, elevation, and so on. Calendar is still there, and we see the little fox is there saying that I just warm up, not recognizing that I actually did a great activity, which is actually okay. It stays in context. It was a very little activity, no kilometers were added up there, so okay. So that would be what happens from rest day, LiveTrack to a summary after an activity. Now let's say we want to modify the layout that we see here, because I don't know, I just find this information with a radar graphic there redundant, and or the calendar there doesn't look as I want. So for that I also implemented a way of changing the layout without having to go through code or anything like that. So let's say we can remove now the calendar, and here we have a list with the different kind of widgets, and I will add weather, and I will just put it here, just like this. And let's say I want to get rid of the last 4 weeks radar, and I will put here, for instance, yeah, the calendar that I just removed. I will just put it there. So the calendar is over there. We will just resize it a little bit, just like that. And I will go ahead and save it. Save to the server. All right. So, okay. So this will trigger an update, and we should see how we transition from the current layout to the new one that we have just configured. So let's see what we got. New layout. coming there now. We have weather on the left and the calendar on the right. A new message from the fox as well. This message will change every time the screen is updated. All right, so that's it. I think I covered most of the main features of Dashy. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to learn a little bit more about this project, please see on the link below. And yeah, give me a like. Have a nice day. Bye.